Good morning, everyone. Today I am going to discuss about my lecture on classification of DC motor. In previous class, we had learned DC motor, construction of DC motor, and the detailed information we had learned. What is DC motor? Which is convert from electrical energy to mechanical energy is called DC motor. Their construction details, which is having yoke, poles, field winding, pole shoes, armature winding, armature, commutators, bus bars. So all this we have learned in the previous class. The definition, what type of material used for construction of DC motor, what are their importance, everything we have to learn. In this class, I am going to discuss about classification of DC motors. The classification of DC motor similar to the function of DC generator, but energy conversion is different, direction is different. So now we are going to discuss their classification. DC motors are classified into and these are depends upon the way of connecting the armature and field winding of a DC motor. These are classified DC shunt motor, DC series motor, DC compound motor. Again, compound motors are two types: short shunt compound motor, long shunt compound motor. Here, short shunt compound motors are cumulative compound motors, differential compound motor. Long shunt compound motors are two types: cumulative compound motors, differential compound motor. These are the classification of DC motors. DC shunt motor, series motor, compound motor. The circuit diagram. Here we are going to discuss about DC shunt motor. You can see a supply voltage V positive and negative terminals, current IL load current which is going to shunt field winding as well as in armature winding. This is the load which is shaft. ISS shunt field current, RSS shunt field resistance, IA armature current, and so here is this which is having armature resistance. EMF induced in the motor, that is back EMF EB. In a DC shunt motor, the armature and field winding are connected in parallel across the supply voltage. So this is field winding. This is the armature. These two are parallelly connected across the supply voltage. The resistance of the shunt field winding is RSS. This resistance is always greater than or higher than the winding armature winding resistance RA. So here RSH is greater than armature resistance RA. Armature resistance RA. Since V and voltage V, supply voltage V and shunt field resistance RHS both remain constants. Therefore, the shunt field current remains essentially constant. Voltage V and shunt field resistance both T are constant. Therefore, shunt field current is also constant. A field current is responsible for a generation of flux. There is a only one responsible is when supply voltage is constant, armature shunt field resistance is constant, the current flowing through the shunt field winding is constant. IS is constant. So the only reason and only responsible is generation of flux is the only responsible for the field current. Therefore, shunt field current positive current is ISH, which is producing the fluxes around this one pi. So flux pi producing flux pi always proportional to the shunt field shunt field current. Pi is directly proportional to ISH. Therefore, the shunt field motor is called, from this condition, shunt field motor is called constant flux motor. Another name of the shunt field is constant flux motor. Torque and speed equation of DC shunt motor. Already we learned about the torque equation in the previous class. The equation is already seen in the previous class. So we know that torque equation of DC motor, T is directly proportional to pi Ia because of T is equal to 0.159 pi Z Ia into P by A. So remaining all the terms are constant. Therefore, T is directly proportional to pi Ia. But for shunt motor, you know that what is the condition? Flux pi. When shunt current is passed through a shunt field winding, which is producing flux. These producing flux are always directly proportional to the shunt field current. So here pi is directly proportional to ISS, and ISS is constant. Thus pi is also constant. So torque in DC shunt motor is T is directly proportional to Ia because of shunt field current constant when flux is constant. The remaining port is only T is directly proportional to Ia in case of the shunt motors. For a DC motor, you know that equation, and induced EMF in the motor is, that is back EMF, EB is equal to pi Z N by 60 into P by A, or N by ZB by A60. So here Z comma P comma A comma pi and 60 are constant. Now you will get the equation. What is that? N is directly proportional to the EMF produced in the motor. N is directly proportional to EB. We know that EB is equal to equation B minus IARA, right? So this is the must you note for drawing the characteristics of this a shunt motor. These are most important fundamentals. One is torque equation for DC motor, T is directly proportional to pi Ia. In case of the sent field winding, when sent current is passed through this winding, which is produces the fluxes. These producing fluxes are proportional to the sent field current, but the voltage V is constant means flux is constant. Therefore, sent field current is also constant. Therefore, torque T is directly proportional to Ia. Next, second condition, we know that for DC motor EMF equation, EB is equal to pi ZN by 60 into P by A. Here, EB, all the remaining poles are constant. You can assume from that equation, N is directly proportional to back EMF induced in the motor. So, N is directly proportional to EB, directly proportional to V minus Ia, RA. Now, follow the characteristics of DC motors. So here, what are the importance of characteristics? It is providing the information to show the performance of individual machines. That is the characteristic. So here, it should be to draw these characteristics when we are conducting the DC shunt motor. These are torque versus armature current characteristics. T is directly proportional to A. Speed versus armature current characteristics. N is directly proportional to V minus IRA. Speed versus torque characteristic. N directly T is equal to 0.159 by Zi into P by A. So here what is a speed versus torque characteristic. These three, torque versus armature current, speed versus armature current, speed versus torque characteristic. These three characteristics are important to assume or to determine the performance of the machine. These three characteristics are very essential. Now you can see and draw torque versus armature current characteristic of DC shunt motor. Here torque is directly proportional to pi Ia. When we are considering DC shunt motor, pi is constant, shunt field is constant, voltage V is constant. Therefore, torque is directly proportional to armature current Ia. These characteristics gives us information that how torque of machine will vary with the armature current would depend upon load on the motor. Torque versus armature current Ia. T torque armature current Ia. So you will get that graph is this is the straight line passing through the origin. Okay. Torque versus armature current. Next. Speed versus armature current. Speed versus armature and characteristic in case of the DC shunt motors. We know that back EMF EB is equal to pi Z by 16 to P by A. N is directly proportional to back EMF, which is directly proportional to V minus IRA. Now you will get the and draw the characteristic of this equation. Speed versus armature current. So here you can see that N is directly proportional to V minus IARA. When machine is under no load condition, armature current is very small, then the drop is negligible. Drop is negligible. So the speed is rotating at a maximum speed, it is rotating. When armature current is producing by applying the load, armature current is increases. Then N is directly proportional to V minus IARA. Then voltage which is also decrease. When which is increases, the speed of the machine also decreases, start decreasing. Slow, very small ratio it is decreases. So that will be gives this curve speed versus armature current. Therefore, the motor is called constant speed motor. Next करो speed versus torque. Speed versus torque characteristic of DC shunt motor. From the above two characteristics, what we have to learn? Torque versus armature current, speed versus armature current. Next, we have to get speed versus torque. From the above two characteristics of DC shunt motor, the torque developed and speed at various armature current of DC shunt motor may be noted. You can note when we are conducting this experiment, all this value you can note and calculate. If you are getting this value, plot a graph that will give the speed versus armature current. This is one. This is slow rating of it is decreases, like a very similar to the speed versus armature current. As the load increases, the armature current increases and field gets saturated. Once the field gets saturated, flux will become constant irrespective of increase in the armature current. Therefore, at heavy load, the speed or the DC series motor remains constant. This type of DC series motor has high starting torque, which is having high starting torque. So speed versus armature current, this is the curve you will get. Okay. Application of DC shunt motor. These motors are constant speed motors, hence used in applications requiring constant speed. Like one, lathe machines, drilling machines, grinders, blowers, compressors. These are the most important application of DC motor. So now we are going to discuss and draw about characteristic of DC series motor. So this is DC voltage source, positive and negative terminal. There is a series field S1 and S2 which is connected in series with the armature A1 and A2. In this type of DC motor, the armature and field wirings are connected in series. The resistance of the series field winding RS is much smaller than the armature resistance RA. The flux produced is proportional to the field current. But in this, what we have to observe, there is armature current which is equal to series field current. So IF is equal to IA. Thus, flux is directly proportional to IF, but IF is equal to IA. Flux also directly proportional to armature current. Thus, flux can never become constant in DC series motor. As load changes from as load changes, IF and IA also get changed. Thus, DC series motor is not a constant flux motor, but in case of DC shunt motor, which is a constant flux motor. Torque and speed equation of DC series motor. We know that torque equation in case of the DC motor torque is directly proportional to pi Ia. But for DC series motor, IF is equal to IA because of series field winding which is connected in series with armature field winding. So armature current which is equal to field current, therefore flux directly proportional to armature current. So torque in DC series motor is T is directly proportional to Ia into Ia square. For DC motor, EB is equal to pi Zn by 6 into P by A. That is the back EMF. Now, N is directly proportional to EB by N, which is directly proportional to V minus IA RA minus IS RS by pi, or which is equal to V minus IA RA plus RS by pi. This is equation for DC series motors. Come on, these in case of the DC series motor, they connote the characteristics. Torque versus armature current characteristics. Speed versus armature current characteristics. Speed versus torque characteristic. You must be noted. And we are going to draw for these in case of the series motor. Torque versus, first of all, you can draw the torque versus armature current characteristics. Torque developed in any DC motor is torque is directly proportional to pi into Ia. In case of a DC series motor, as field current is equal to the armature current, and for small value of Ia, pi is directly proportional to Ia. Therefore, torque in the DC series motor for a small value of Ia, T is directly proportional to Ia square. When Ia is large, the pi remains the constant due to saturation. The torque is directly proportional to the armature current for a large value of Ia. Therefore, T is directly proportional to Ia. When the condition is satisfied, when pi Ia is large, the pi remains constant due to saturation. Then, at the condition, the torque is directly proportional to armature current. So, T is directly here in this case the pi is when armature current is large, pi is constant. So T is directly proportional to Ia. So we are observing the characteristics of torque versus armature current, which is drawn parabolical at low value of armature current. When saturation is reached, it becomes a straight line as shown below. Diagram. Let us see from the diagram. Torque which is taken on the y-axis, armature current which is taken on the x-axis. So torque is directly which is proportional to square of the armature current. So here this is IA current, this is torque we are taking, which is passes through like this region, but in nature it is parabolic. When reaching this point, the armature current is large, flux phi is constant, so a torque directly proportional to the armature current. T is directly proportional to armature current, and then you will get a straight line. Then we will get a straight line. So this point is called saturation. Beyond the saturation, we will get the straight line because of torque versus armature current. Here the flux phi is constant. Next characteristics, speed versus armature current characteristics of a DC series motor. We know that equation N is directly proportional to KEB by pi. Therefore, N is directly proportional to EB by pi. N is equal to K into constant term EB by pi. Do you know the back EMF induced in the armature is EB, which is equal to V minus IARA. So N is directly proportional to, or N is equal to K into V minus IARA divided by flux phi. When supply voltage V is kept constant, speed of the motor will be inversely proportional to the flux. So here it is shown that the speed which is inversely proportional to this flux. In DC series motor, field exciting current is equal to armature current, which is nothing but a load current. Therefore, at light load, when saturation is not time, flux will be proportional to the armature current, and then speed will be inversely proportional to the armature current. And speed and armature current characteristics is hyperbolic curve up to saturation point. Up to saturation point. As here you can observe in this condition. This is speed. Speed is taken on y-axis. Armature current which is taken on x-axis. In the shown characteristic we have drawn, there are relation is N is directly proportional to V minus IARA by flux phi. IA is increases when speed is decreased. Then you will get this hyperbolic curve. This is a curve. This is the curve. As the load increases, the armature current increases and field gets saturated. Once the field gets saturated, flux will become constant irrespective of increase in the armature current. Therefore, at heavy loads, the speed of the DC series motor remain constant. This type of DC series motor has high starting torque. This type of DC series motor has high starting torque, right? So then now you will get this curve, speed versus armature current characteristic. This is the curve. Next, speed versus torque characteristics. In case DC motor, speed versus torque characteristics of a DC series motor will similar to the speed versus armature current. The characteristic, it will be rectangular hyperbola shown, which is the speed taken on the y-axis and the current taken on the torque is taken on the x-axis. Then we will get speed versus torque characteristics is hyperbola in nature, hyperbolic in nature. So here armature current is increases means speed is decreases. The speed versus armature current characteristics similar to speed versus torque characteristic in case of the DC series motor. Okay. So we are before drawing this characteristics of the DC series motor or DC shunt motor. We must remember that some few conditions, then you can draw the characteristics of the DC shunt motors. Why we are drawing these characteristics? We don't know the importance and information and their performance. Then we can draw to learn about the good performance of the machine. For that point of view, we can draw the characteristics. So here, when we are considering the DC shunt motor, so DC shunt motor, the shunt field is connected in parallel with armature winding, which is connected across the supply voltage. So here in this circuit diagram, when we are observing, just you can remember once again, I can repeat this class only. What I taught, just I can repeat. All of you remembered. So supply voltage connected across the armature and shunt field winding. These two are connected parallelly. Then same voltage across the shunt field winding, same across the series field armature. So the current I is divided into as armature current as a shunt field current. So IL is equal to IA plus ISS. Here the most important point is shunt field winding, which is having a number of turns more than the number of turns of armature field winding. Then which is having very high resistance as compared to armature resistance. The current passed in the armature winding will produce the fluxes. These fluxes are the producing fluxes proportional to the armature current, shunt field current. Producing fluxes proportional to the shunt field current. When voltage, supply voltage is constant, flux phi is also constant. Therefore, torque is directly proportional to pi Ia, pi is constant. Therefore, only IA you can consider. Torque T is directly proportional to IA. Torque versus armature current curve you will get like pass through the origin, that is the straight line. Next condition. We know that EMF back EMF induced in the armature of DC motor. EB is equal to pi Zn by 16 to P by A. So here EB is equal to pi Zn by 16 to P by A. N is equal to E by pi. But flux is constant in case of the shunt field type DC motors. So N is directly proportional to EB. EB. What is EB here? Back EMF induced in the motor. So speed is directly proportional to the back EMF VB. So what is EB? VB is equal to, you can write that equation, V minus IARA. So N is directly proportional to EB minus IARA. Under no load condition, armature current is very small, so which is negligible. Then speed is directly proportional to the voltage. So in this condition, voltage is IA. You can draw the curves, speed versus armature current. IA is very negligible. It's not a condition. It is maximum speed in a load condition. The curve will slowly decreases at a maximum point to slowly start decreasing. So these two conditions are, they give two characteristics. Third one is torque versus speed characteristic, which is also like proportional to speed versus armature current. So you can draw these two curves. These are shown performance of a DC shunt motor when these motors are working, right? And next, when we are discussing, another one is DC series motor. Here you can see that once we are observing that what we are taught in case of the DC series motor, I just remembering and repeating this clause why series motor is connected. So this series motor is connected in series with the series field winding. So here series field winding is connected in series with armature winding of the motor. Voltage V is connected across them, and IL current passed through the series field winding as well as in armature winding. So IL is equal to ILC is equal to IA, right? These are the most important processes. Then you will get the equation back EMF VB is equal to V minus IA in bracket RA plus RAC. This is the equation. Next one is, you can follow that. N is directly proportional to EB. So there is a curve you can draw. N versus armature current, speed versus armature current. Next one, another torque is directly proportional to pi Ia. In case of shunt field current is passed, the variable of voltage we are observing. By variation is directly proportional to ISS. But this ISS is directly proportional to IA. So in this case, what are the different is armature current which is equal to field current. Therefore, torque is directly proportional to pi A, torque which is directly proportional to IA by IA square. So your torque is directly proportional to IA square. This is parabolic in nature. Now we will draw the torque versus armature current characteristics. Third one is speed versus torque characteristics. Got drawn. So when we are drawn the characteristics of speed versus armature current or torque versus armature current, parabolic in nature, After 5 flux is constant, torque is directly proportional to armature current, then we will get a straight line. Means which is reach the saturation point, after it is follow the straight line. That is happen in case of the torque versus armature current characteristics. Next, speed versus armature current characteristic once we will take. N is directly proportional to EB by pi. N is directly proportional to B minus IA RA by pi. So this is also, you can draw the characteristics with respect to the IA, and this is IA is small then negligible under no load condition, hyperbolic in nature. This curve is hyperbolic in nature. The same curve is followed by the torque versus speed characteristics. Speed versus armature current characteristics, same followed by torque versus speed characteristics. So these are the we have learned today's in this period the importance of characteristics, how to draw the characteristics. These characteristics, how to draw at your home. You will take a pencil and draw on the graph paper. Take different values and you can draw. Otherwise, you have to the laboratory record. Once you can observe that characteristic how to draw. Other you are the new, you will go in the next semester practical, do the readings and you can practice in the graph sheet. So and next one is applications of DC series motor. These motors are useful in applications where starting torque required is high and quick acceleration. Where high starting torque, these machines are mostly required. These applications are most important. Here you can see applications of DC series motor. All of you note: one, traction; second, hoist and lifts; third, crane; fourth one, rolling mills; fifth one, conveyors. Tomorrow they will be asked in the examination. List the applications of DC shunt motor. List the application of DC series motor. Draw these very small short questions. Draw the characteristics between torque versus armature current. Draw the correct characteristics between speed versus armature current of DC shunt motor. Draw the characteristics of torque versus speed of a DC shunt motor. They can ask this question as a short answer question in the examination. So all of you must practice in lab as well as you go through your textbook and you will take and read and practice it. So these are most important questions. Similarly, in case of the DC series motor, also they can ask the question: draw the characteristics between torque versus armature current in case of the DC series motor. Draw the characteristics between speed versus armature current in case of DC series motor. Draw the characteristic of speed versus torque in case of the DC series motor. This type of question they can ask in the examination. So all of you are very familiar in the characteristics, the derivations, equations. These are very important for solving the problems. Okay, and for this point of view, for learning this, Go through your textbooks, get more information, and for more information, you follow your records, DC machines, laboratory records, and whatever the reading you are taken, you will draw it in the graph. You will get a mood for variation and working of the machine and their performance, right? This will give you more knowledge on the DC motor. Thank you all of you. Now I am going to stop my period. Next class we are going to discuss about compound motor, their characteristics. So all of you, once you coming in the class, must be practice the characteristics. Thank you all of you.